Welcome, welcome. This is art journaling with whatever you have, whatever you're using. So I've got two cameras set up and I will make that on the recording so that you can see the art table most clearly as we begin. As I said in the preparation, this doesn't need anything special. It doesn't need any special equipment, art supplies. You bring what you have, although I have an ever increasing amount of art supplies. And as I suggested, you can use paper. Thicker paper is better. Within here, I've got some that's specifically art paper. Well, I've lost it. There it is. That's thicker. So I will do one with those. And also, I've got some card because I suggested you can even use packaging, anything at all, really, anything at all. You can use cardboard boxes that have been the packaging for something else. So one of the things that I'll do is create a picture using packaging from, actually, this is from an inhaler box, but that's okay, doesn't matter. And tear off the edges. Can later cut them and we'll create a little picture from that. So choosing what you have. I'm going to put some white paper underneath because my art table gets covered in all sorts and it's distracting for you looking at it. So I'll use a box, this is watercolor paper, that's just the box, and this is card, which could have come from anything. Make sure that all of those are lined up. Okay. So to start, I suggested using tape. Now you can use any kind of tape, masking tape, washi tape. You might get spillages that go under the tape. It's not the end of the world. And you can always paint over your edges or color over your edges or cut if you wish to. So I am going to use the masking tape because I'm most familiar with that. It's normal masking tape. It's for household painting. And I'll start with the one in the middle and just put a frame around it. Just bring it a bit closer so that I can see it properly. And if you have a frame around it, it means that your edges become clear and neat. And you can let your tape go over onto the piece of paper that you put underneath it. We'll do this around all of the edges. What's the point in this? Well, we know that research tells us that writing is very good for processing things, but there's increasing research about arting, as I like to call it, to process things. And I've started to art journal just in general, processing things that happen in the day, but also doing courses. So I'm doing a breathwork certification. I'm doing it all through art and capturing my thoughts, my emotions, my reflections through an art scrapbook. I'll do the same on this one. I'll use a different colour just so that it shows up better. I don't know if there's enough both sides, but we'll start with it like that. So you can see. And then I'll use the washi tape on the little one. It's really good to, if you're using a small piece, to pin them down. The other thing I sometimes do is use pegs to clip things down. You can get fancy art ones, but I just use the ones that we use for hanging washing out on the line. Now, as well as having your border, you can also have a bit running through the middle, so you can turn it into small pictures within. So I'm going to do that with the brown one and turn it into 4. And I think I'll use the white tape for this one as well. I'll just turn that one into 2. And let's do the cardboard box as well, because that's something that somewhere or other you will have. You can use brown parcel tape as well. It might tear the edges. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. More about the process. Enjoying the process. See, I can cut these bits off afterwards. That's not going to stick down very well there, so I'll use this at the edges. Stick that under there. One more there. And I think I'll split this one into 2 as well. So, art materials. Well, you might just have, I've collected some art materials here. These are things obviously from my garden. I've got some pens here. If you only got biros, pens, that's fine. Got felt tip pens or markers of any kind. You can use those. You can use the mixture of things, of course. You can use crayons. Got a collection of crayons here, just from the local cheap shop. And you can use paints as well if you've got paints. Any kind of paints. What household paints, you can use them. And your bits of nature or sticks or things that have got funny textures, you can use for paints. What I've also done today is made some paints or made liquids that will make marks. And here, let me just show you, move that one out of the way. That's from matcha that was left in the cupboard because actually I don't like it. That's from paprika. See if you can see the colour. No, you can't yet. You will when it comes out. That's from tea. The tea bag's still in. That's from used coffee grounds because I wasn't going to waste the coffee. And that, which the smell is currently quite strong in here, that's garam masala. I would have used turmeric, but I didn't have any, none left. But just to give you the idea that you can use anything. Beetroot juice would have been good, but we've run out. So, starting, bringing something to mind that you're working on. You might not articulate it. You might just feel it. Feel it in the body. So I'm going to start with some, the paprika. I think it's the paprika. Yes, it is. And making some marks. So I think actually I'll go traditional and use a brush to begin. And not thinking too much about the process itself, but letting it just happen. Now, when you've got 4 areas, you're just making little marks as you want to. They don't have to be a particular way. They don't have to look like anything. And it can be good if you split to actually put something of one particular mark in each of the areas so that there's a bit of continuity. We'll do the same over here, just with some little dots. And do it this way. And I'll do the same in this one, but I'll get a bit bolder here. Just make some patterns, make some strokes, let the texture show and flow. Stick that in water. And you know, you can use basic paints as well, like kids paints, just a tin of watercolor paints, which is a joy, and the kind of thing I take with me on a train, some watercolor paints, or watercolor pens, a delight. And let's have a different color from here. We'll bring some coffee in and the matcha, bring that over. Actually, I'll bring the garam masala over as well, just so that I can test it out. And I'll use a different brush, but then I might use a bit of plastic popping paper to make some different marks from it. So just squishing it about. Remembering what it is you might be working on. What part of your project is in your mind and where you're feeling it in your body. It doesn't matter what happens to it, what you do with it. It's letting the process be. Let it be a thing itself. And you need a bit of patience as well. Letting things dry. You can use a little dryer if you wish to speed things up. Often, a lot of the time, my work is with, it's multimedia, but I use a lot of acrylic paints, which are stronger and dry quite quickly. Be brave here and go onto the edge. It might go under the tape. It might not. Doesn't matter. And over here, I might use a leaf to get my garam masala and then leaf it a bit. Doesn't have to look like a leaf. I'm just using the leaf to make marks. Seeing what it does. Seeing what difference it makes. Seeing what develops. No need for any particular outcome. And then let's try the coffee. I'm going to go rogue and use the same paintbrush. Could use fingers, of course. Now this coffee's full of grounds. Doesn't matter. You can see the coffee. See if it wants to trace an outline. Notice what happens to your breath, your body. Consider what it is that you want, not for it to look like, but how you want it to feel. And that might be the work, the project, not the art itself. Have a little go on here. There's nothing to get right. Maybe using something else to draw across it, see what happens with that. Can't do it wrong. Be bold, be brave. Let it be whatever it is. You might bring a pen in or a pencil. I don't know what this one is. I think I was using it for creating, I think it's a watercolor pencil actually. Now I remember. But that means it might be just the thing I want here. And if I add water to it, it'll of course spread, but I just want some marks. See what happens. Maybe I'll follow and trace direction. Let your thoughts flow. Let your breath soften. Let it be whatever it is. Can't do it wrong. So I'm just picking up different bits, different crayons, tempera, paint sticks. It's that thing of you can't do it wrong. What do I want in it? Doesn't matter why. It's what. What am I called to bring, to add? Some orange, yellow, like that. That's good. The different backgrounds mean if they show up differently. I'll just snap that. Well, you could have been just doing this with a biro, see what I mean? Snapped it. Let's bring the biro in. Where is it? Doesn't matter what it's doing. You might not know. You might know. Might be a secret message. We are. I think we're finished for now. Straightforward. Easy. Let it dry. Then take the tape off. Maybe just a little bit of this first. That one. I'm not sure why, but from that, somehow I want some in that other. I'm into it now. I'm in my flow. Now I'm in my flow. I don't want to stop yet.